In the shadow-drenched forests of Wexford County, Michigan, where ancient trees whisper secrets of forgotten times and the chill winds carry tales of dread, the legend of the Michigan Dogman has prowled through the local lore since the late 19th century. Every 10 years, as if bound to a sinister cycle, the creature would emerge, heralding its presence with eerie howls that echoed like human screams through the night. The legend began in 1887, a time when the woods were thick with darkness and danger, and the men who worked them, toughened lumberjacks, were not easily shaken. Yet, what two of these men witnessed one chilling evening would haunt their days and plague their nights. While deep in the heart of the forest, they encountered a creature both grotesque and mesmerizing, towering at 7 feet, with the fierce, glowing eyes of a predator, blue or amber, shifting with the shadows, and a torso that melded the anatomy of a man with the fearsome head of a canine. This was no ordinary beast. It walked upright, balanced and sure-footed as any man, but with the formidable presence of a creature not of this world. The lumberjacks, hardened though they were, fled in terror, whispering of the beast only in hushed tones, as if fearing that speaking too loudly might summon it anew. Decades rolled past, and the creature slipped into the realm of whispered folklore. Yet, the 10-year cycle would not be denied. In 1937, far from the initial horrors of Wexford County and by the banks of the Manistee River, a man named Robert Fortney faced the terror of the Dogman. While hunting, he was ambushed by a pack of wild dogs. Among them, shockingly, stood one that reared upon its hind legs, staring down at him with haunting, human-like intelligence in its eyes. Robert managed to escape, but the incident left him with a gnawing dread that followed him all his days. Years turned and the decades folded into one another, bringing the Dogman back into the edge of collective memory with sightings in Allegan County in the 1950s, and in Manistee and Cross Village in 1967. Each encounter was marked by the characteristic howl that sounded too much like a human scream, and each decade seemed to feed into the legend, growing it, shaping it into something both spectral and imminent. As the cycles continued, the community's relationship with the night changed. The dark was no longer just a time for rest but a time of vigilance. On nights when the wind was right, carrying the creature's haunting howls, doors were bolted, and families huddled close, speaking in whispers about the creature's unnatural union of man and beast, its eyes that seemed to pierce through to the soul. Now, as another year ending in 7 approached, the townsfolk prepared, their hearts heavy with the anticipation and the fear of the unknown. Whispers in the woods spoke of rustling leaves, of branches snapping in a rhythm that mimicked footsteps, bipedal, deliberate footsteps. One crisp, starless night, a group of daring souls gathered, armed with more than just the tales of their forefathers. They ventured into the woods, seeking out the truth, or perhaps driven by the desire to end the cycle once and for all. As the moon cast eerie shadows through the towering trees, a howl sliced through the silence of the night, stopping them in their tracks. It was a howl that carried with it the weight of centuries, the echo of something ancient, something not fully understood. The Michigan Dogman, a legend born in the dark, continued to live there, between the reality of the earth and the whispers of the woods, ever elusive, ever waiting. As the group pressed on, they knew deep in their hearts that some legends are better left alone, their truths too primal and wild to ever be fully tamed.